believe in God?
Yes.
You believe God created everybody on the earth?
Yes.
Okay, so he created everybody on earth. He created 18 nations, right?
Yeah.
And out of all 18 nations, he chose one nation. And then he gave all the other nations idols to follow.
Right.
He said this one people is going to follow me, and they're going to be the people that teach everybody else. But everybody else, they're going to worship the sun, the moon, the star. That's why whenever you go to any of these other religions, like you go to Islam, why they got the crescent moon and the star, right? Because that's what they worship.
That's right.
Hey, bro. Hey, don't leave. I want to talk to you real quick, bro. Give me 5 minutes. Hey, Navi, tell them don't leave. Give me 5 minutes, bro. Let me talk to you. Give me 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right. So listen, make sure y'all got flyers. All right. Come on up, bro. I want to holler at you 1 minute. How old are you? I think we about the same age.
Nah, what?
I think we about the same age. Huh?
How old?
Yeah, all right.
Huh?
How old are you?
55.
Okay, you got me about 50 years. I'm 51. Okay, we right there. Okay, so what did you learn? What do you believe? What do you follow? What did you grow up in?
I ain't, as far as my belief, I don't really have, like, come up under what my mother came up under, like a Christian.
Right.
So I don't really have no...
Baptist?
Yeah.
Okay, me too. That's right.
Like, I'm still learning.
Okay.
So I don't really follow, nothing.
I got you.
It's like looking around like Muslims.
Right.
Because one of my buddies, his son, do the same thing that y'all.
Okay.
Well, I'm still learning.
Let me suggest this to you. Before you follow anything,
Yeah.
the most important thing is to understand who you are.
That's right.
Because, okay, you believe in God.
Yes.
You believe God created everybody on the earth.
Yes.
Okay, so he created everybody on earth. He created 18 nations, right?
Yeah.
And out of all 18 nations, he chose one nation. And then he gave all the other nations idols to follow.
Right.
He said this one people is going to follow me, and they're going to be the people that teach everybody else. But everybody else, they're going to worship the sun, the moon, the star. That's why whenever you go to any of these other religions, like you go to Islam, why they got the crescent moon and the star, right? Because that's what they worship.
Yeah.
Okay? Allah is a moon god.
Yeah.
That's why they got to make the Hajj to Mecca and walk around the cobblestone 7 times and bow down. Watch this real quick. Give me Leviticus 26:1. Watch this concerning Islam. Watch what the Bible says.
So what's the difference from y'all and Islam?
Ah, that's good. I'll show you.
1%ers? Y'all ain't 1%ers, right?
No, we Israelites. Yep. I'm gonna show you that you're an Israelite. Watch this. Watch this.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 1.
Now this is concerning Islam.
Yeah.
And them making the Hajj. Go ahead.
Right.
Leviticus 26 and verse 1. Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven images, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall you set up any image of stone in your land.
It said don't make no images, no stone images and rear them up in your land.
Right.
Like the cobblestone. And they walk around it 7 times, they bow down, they worship. If they can get close enough, they kiss the rock.
Right.
Right? We're not supposed to do that. That's idolatry.
Right.
Right? We supposed, watch this. Give me Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to show you how we know that we are these people. So what's in the Bible is prophecies that would tell us who we are in this time.
Right.
Now watch this. Deuteronomy 1 and 1. 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Yep, 1 and 1. What's going on, man? Good to see you. What's going on? You got a second? Hang around.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1.
Hey, what's your name, bro? What's your name?
Gerald.
Gerald?
Yes, sir.
Like Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So I just wanted to establish context. Who Moses is talking to. He's talking to the children of Israel, right? And you got to understand, like, Deuteronomy and all the other books, they were letters. So when you start out chapter 1, it wasn't no chapter 1, chapter 2, verse 1, verse 5. It was just one long letter. So when you go from 1 to 2 to 5, it's talking to the same people. It was a letter to the Israelites, to Moses and him addressing the Israelites.
That's right.
So jump over to 28, read 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass.
Now anytime you hear the Bible say it shall come to pass, it means a future prophecy. Go ahead.
If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
That means listen closely and do what I'm telling you.
to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So right there he offered them something. He said, if you do what I'm telling you to do, I'm gonna set you on high above all the nations of the earth, which showed you right away there's no equality with God. He said, if he didn't say I'm gonna create all men and make them equal. That's not what he said. He said, if you follow me, I'm gonna put you above all the other nations on the earth. Right now, there is a nation that's above all the other nations, and there's a nation that's below all the other nations. At no time has there ever been equality on the earth. There's always a ruling class, then you got your upper class, then you got your middle class, then you got your lower class, then you got your below the poverty line cut to what they call third world countries, right? There's always been a hierarchy on the earth. Our problem is we don't understand that we were supposed to be at the top.
Right.
And this is the manual and the instructions on how to do it. That's what he's offering us. Now jump down to 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
I ain't keep too long.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
The flip side.
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That's the flip side. He said, do what I'm telling you, I'm gonna make you gonna be the top nation on earth. But if you don't, you're gonna get hit with curses. And those curses are gonna be on you and on your children forever. Give me that 45 and 46. 45, 46.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Look at our neighborhoods. Don't it look like, it's not just Baltimore, Detroit, Chicago, it don't matter what city you go to. When you go to the hood, it's our people. It's black and brown people, right? Go ahead.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
We don't listen. Go ahead.
to keep his commandments, and his statutes which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a
It
sign.
said these curses going to be upon us for what?
For a sign.
So we know we in Royal Farm because it's a sign. So when we read these curses, they're a sign to show you who the Israelites are in this time. Go back to 16. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 16.
Tell me who this is talking about.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city. Cursed thou shalt be in the field.
Who's cursed in the city? Who has gangs all through their neighborhoods? Who got drugs in the neighborhoods? Prostitution running wild. Horrible schools, horrible education. We just Officer Nick, he was just showing me this thing, right? Where they're giving out these packets, right? To help drug addicts do drugs safely. What? I'm not gonna help you get off the drugs. I'm gonna help you do drugs safely.
They give them the drugs in the morning.
Come on, man. Right. The fentanyl and all that. Come on, man. Like that's you understand how evil that is? So they supply. So basically what they did. They like, these brothers out here on these corners getting too much money. We gotta step in and get this money. So they let everybody become drug addicts, and then they bump the supply. But they bump the corner man out the way and say, yeah, we got y'all. And then they get paid by the government and say, you see what I'm saying? And let the taxpayers pay for the drugs. Same thing they did with the weed. Same thing they did with the weed. They're like, okay, we ain't gonna let y'all sell no weed no more. We gonna sell it. Come on. And that same thing with alcohol. Remember they had prohibition? They illegal. They made alcohol illegal, then they figured out how to tax it and control it. Now it's legal. So they don't care about you. What they care about is controlling the money. Right? So it said, curse we gonna be in the city, and it says, curse we shall be in the field. Who was in the cotton field? Who was on the sugarcane plantations? Who was picking tobacco down at Port Tobacco, Maryland?
Blacks.
We know who it is. So this is what the Bible is prophesying. Give me verse 32. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
It says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. They put us on slave auction blocks and they sold our kids to different plantations. They would even separate their husband and the wife. They sell the husband over there to Virginia and send the wife off to North Carolina somewhere, take the kids, leave them, and split them up.
Bring it out.
Sons and daughters. That is still going on to this day too. If somebody calls CPS, Child Protective Services, on you, say, oh, he abusing his kids, they gonna take your kids from you. Ain't nothing you gonna be able to do to get it back. The Bible says that. Watch.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So you looking and you longing for your kids, go ahead.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
But there ain't gonna be no strength in your hand, meaning there's gonna be nothing you can do to get them back. All right, go ahead.
No, it's that basically you ain't got enough. You don't have enough money to fight the government, right? You don't have no military where you can go get guns and fight and get them back. They just gone.
Yeah.
Same thing back then. Same thing right now. 37.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
It said in the Israelites, the blacks will become an astonishment. You know what's astonishing? I'm looking at you. You told me your age, right? I don't see the tattoos covering up. We didn't grow up like that. But you look now, people got their whole faces covered in tattoos.
Right.
They got, crazy piercings everywhere. Like, the sisters got green hair, pink hair, orange hair. Like, that's an astonishment. Brothers wearing their pants down here. You know, people walking around with BBLs. Come on, like, we're an astonishment. People look at us and go, that's amazing. When you see people that willingly prostitute their own people, look at how many people in our community come up missing. Do you know it's our own people abducting kids and selling them to people? That's a new hustle. That's crazy. That's astonishment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. It said we're going to become an astonishment.
A proverb.
A proverb.
And a byword.
A proverb is a wise saying. It's like, you know how they say, like black men, they don't like to work, or they don't like to take care of their kids. These are things that the other nations say about us. These are proverbs, a wise saying. They say we all like chicken and watermelon. Okay, these are proverbs. Okay, it says, and a byword. A byword is when they call you African American.
Right.
God didn't call you that. It's when they call you black. It's when they call you Negro. It's when you go to these other countries and all these other nations got a word for you. Like you go to Africa, they call you Akata. Right? What was the one they told us last week? When you, in Islam, Abid. They say Abid. You go to these Muslim countries, they call you Abid. It's like calling you nigga. Right. And every different nation has a saying that they say about us. They call us a byword. Nobody calls us the children of Israel.
Right.
Okay, because our enemies made sure that name was destroyed out of the earth.
Right.
Even the people over there in Israel don't call themselves Israelites. They call them because they know they're not them. They call themselves Israelis. Right? And they call themselves Jewish, not Jews. Right? Go ahead.
Among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Right, and it said we will have those names among all nations. Jump down to 64 real quick. Now, what's the biggest two religions on the earth?
It's a sin. Probably Baptist.
That our people in. Right, so Baptist is what? Christianity.
Christianity.
And what's the other one? First one you said when you walk up here, you're still about.
I don't know, and maybe Muslim.
Exactly. Those biggest two ones. Watch this. Why don't prophesy that? Watch this.
Deuteronomy.
That our people would be in those religions. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
That's why when you read, that's when you get to the New Testament, Matthew 28, when he says, go therefore and teach all nations, because he scattered us into all nations. So he's saying, go and teach my people, because when I come back, I'm going to gather them from all over the earth. That's why he said, go into all nations. Read it again.
Verse 64, and the Lord shall scatter thee
via slave ships
among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Right.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
We gonna serve other gods. You see all them little boys come up and say this was Jesus?
Yeah.
That's another God.
Yeah.
The prophets didn't teach this.
Right.
They didn't follow this. They didn't know this. It wasn't created. Even this one right here. This the one I saw growing up. That was bro. I said, guess when this came out? Guess when this was created?
Yeah. Well, how long ago?
In
1940s.
19.
World War II. This was created.
Yeah.
Come on, you know how old, how long ago this was? 2,000 years ago. But this was created in the 40s, and this is what we thought. This is what we thought was Jesus.
Yeah.
This was created in the these was created in the 1400s.
Right.
Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo did those.
Okay.
Right? So it says we're going to serve other gods, meaning we're going to serve a God that's on the wrong day of the week, that tell us to keep pagan Christmas, which comes from a pagan tradition called Saturnalia.
Right.
All these pagan holidays, right?
See?
That's another God. Go ahead.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Our fathers didn't know them guys. Talking about our forefathers, like back here that Moses brought out of Egypt. Right? Go ahead.
Even wood and stone.
It said those gods would be of wood and stone. So the wood represents what? It's the wooden cross. The stone represents what? It's the cobblestone. It's talking about Christianity and Islam. Those are the two major religions that we find ourselves in today. Our fathers didn't follow that. Okay, we was forced to learn Christianity in slavery.
Right.
All right, you ever heard of the Jesuits?
No.
They was killing you if you didn't accept Christianity.
Right.
Okay, just like before the transatlantic slave trade, there was something called the sub-Saharan slave trade, where we were forced to learn Islam and accept Islam. That's how we got into those religions. Right? Now jump down to 68. How we get over here? How do we get over to this side of the world? From Africa. Boat.
Yeah.
Slave ships, right? Watch this. It's in the Bible.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So he said now we just came out of Egypt. Remember when we read 1:1, it said, these be the words that Moses spake unto all Israel. It says, if you keep reading, it says on this side of Jordan, meaning after he brought us out of Egypt, right? This is what he's telling us. So he said he's going to send us back into Egypt. Now, if you read the Bible, you know, as a nation, we never went back into Egypt. So it's not talking about the land of Egypt. Let's show you what it's talking about. Egypt has another meaning.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
What is Egypt?
Out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt was known as the house of bondage, or the house of slavery, the house of servitude. Now go back.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
He's going to bring you into slavery
again with ships.
He's going to pack you up another nation. Remember he said he going to send the nations against us? They didn't do it on their own accord. That was a punishment from the Lord for breaking his commandments. This is what Deuteronomy 28 is talking about. This is how you could have 35 big bucks on a plantation and 4 slave masters and everybody scared.
Bring it out.
You understand? Because it was spiritual. We know we can overpower them, right? But it was spiritual. That's how they was able to do what they did, because it was spiritual. It was a curse. Okay, what's that scripture say? A shaking leaf gonna scare them off? Like we was terrified. We had that spirit of fear on us. They had that spirit of a conqueror. But guess what? Now everything is being reversed. Okay, everything is being turned right side up.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.